Good evening. Welcome to the latest edition of Storm Report Live. I am your co-host, Christopher Lee. I'm joined by my other co-host, Adam Sandrov. And tonight's guest is the CEO of the Bennington Martens, Shawn Pratt. Thanks for joining us, Shawn.
Yeah, good evening, guys. Thank you for having me. I've been real excited to come on and talk to you guys. So, glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
All right, so a little bit different of a storm report tonight. Shawn, well, no stranger to the game of football here in Bennington. Definitely, his endeavor is the American Basketball Association's Bennington Martens, a team that's been in our area now for, I'm going to say this is year 3. Is that right?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Just let's talk a little bit about bringing a professional basketball team to Bennington and this area. The ABA is something that's been around for decades.
Well, I want to start off by first of all saying, I want to thank, God, first of all, because without the man above, none of this will be able to happen. But I just felt that there was a need for something for guys to do. And, I've been living here in Bennington. I went to Southern Vermont College. I played there back in 1995. I also played in the Eastern Basketball Alliance for the Pittsfield Shamrocks. Met some really great people during that time of that endeavor in terms of basketball. A guy by the name of Tomic Andrews, got in touch with him, played for him, watched what it was to have a pro team. Tomic Andrews lived in Hoosick Falls, and a lot of people don't know Tomic Andrews coached with Don Nelson, who coached in the NBA. So I got real close to him, talked to him, and he kind of was telling me how the development of professional basketball and how it was. And, it can be a difficult thing to do, but also a fun thing to do at the same time. But, I had also different other examples. I don't know if you guys remember also the Bennington Bombers, the baseball team, when they were here, which was run by Jason Bolges and Charlie Berfatz. Jason Bolges is a guy that I know from Southern Vermont College because he was the AD. So he's a very good friend of mine. Took me in a lot of times as a person that was in need of some help and some mentorship. So he took me under his wing, took me in his home. But he was the one that really showed me the way, also how to do a pro team. I watched the operations and how they ran it, and I was very impressed and very, how can I say, I was a fan of what they were doing. So, and as you well know, guys, after that, I think it was Stratton Teague started the Southern Vermont Storm team, right? So, and then you guys came in and took it over, right? So, all of you guys are examples to me to really be able to do something like this. I mean, I don't think there's any other place here in Vermont, in the state of Vermont, that can say that they had three semi-professional teams in that area. We don't have it together right now. We
Yep.
have two, but no, those were some of the things. And I also knew about the Frost teams, and
Mhm.
I tried to reach out to Alexander Wolf because I knew he was the one that owned the team back then. So, but I basically got in touch with the CEO of the ABA, Joe Newman, and told him and was talking to him. We were just talking about regular basketball, but then he
Mhm.
talked about the need of having another ABA team in the state of Vermont.
Mhm.
So I told him, yeah, that would be something to do. So I went out to do it, and lo and behold, we talked, and as things went on, um, I don't want to go too far ahead because I know you guys got questions.
It's so
Um,
good. It's a good
you
story,
know,
man. Tell it.
you know, um, you know, they basically allowed me. I had some meetings with some people here in Bennington. And right now, I want to give a shout out to a few people. I want to give a shout out to Deborah Larkin. Deborah Larkin
Mhm.
is the owner of the tennis team here
Mhm.
in town, who does a very, very, very good job. She was a great supporter of what we were doing and very um, excited about the project we were doing. So I met with her. We had a discussion, and she was very much in the planning of everything when we first started. Also,
Mhm.
Jeannie Jenkins of the Bennington Select Board
Mhm.
was also very instrumental in helping me to develop this team and give it a name and give it
Mhm.
life, as well as Carolyn Blitz. And I want to, she passed away. I want to say a couple of weeks ago. She
Mhm.
also was very interested and really helped us along the way with helping develop in this team. So, you know, all all these women that came in to really pick me up to help me through this situation, through this endeavor. Um, really, really very humbling. I was
Mhm.
very happy that someone really thought that my idea was something that was very good. So that felt
Mhm.
very good about that.
Sure.
So we went forward, and lo and behold, we got the Bennington Martens. And before I go ahead, I want to say that you know the Bennington Martens, basically we thrive off of three things.
Mhm.
Both pillars of my teams. Because I also own the Coney Island Thunder, and we could talk about that as well. But
Mhm.
it stems off of three things: community, mentorship, and education. Okay,
Mhm.
so those are the three things that we're doing this. So this is mainly a mentorship program because a lot of these guys are not polished, right?
Mhm.
So it's kind of like a lot of the guys we got are misfits, right? I wouldn't call them misfits, but kind of like that what's that cartoon, the Toy Story, the land of misfit toys, right? So those guys with the throwaways, the guys that nobody wants, we take those guys in, you know, we help them how to be a professional, get their resumes together. So if someone overseas
Mhm.
would like to use their services, we do that.
Yep.
So we basically help clean them up, show them the
Mhm.
way. Now you can't save everyone, but we give you a chance to come through this to figure this out. And I can tell you guys, the ABA, American Basketball Association basketball, although we play in gyms and things of that nature, um, it's a very good league. It's a very exciting league. And the
Mhm.
fact that, it's a lot of talent and it's on par with Division III basketball. Division III basketball is not going to give you what the ABA gives you. That is excitement every single game. So let me just put that out there. I watched a
No,
lot of games.
yeah, I agree. I agree.
And
I've watched a lot of your games. Yep.
right. So although there may be some scuffles here and there, these guys are men. They're gonna play. They're gonna play hard. They want play. They want to go places. But it's very very good basketball. So
Well, I
that's
have a
all.
couple
Yeah.
questions to you that you kind of already kind of started to kind of touch on. Is where did you come up with the Martens name? Like what is the origin of that? Because honestly, truthfully, it's a very original name as far as I'm concerned. Because there's not a lot of teams called the Martens.
I mean, I think to answer your question, I think you hit it right on the nose. I wanted to be original, right? And I didn't come up with this idea. When we first started out, I had this vision. I had this dream. I don't know what it was, but I was sleeping because I went to Southern Vermont College, and I
Mhm.
was thinking, how great would it be to be able to play up at that gym again
Yeah. Yeah.
and bring that excitement back to that gym that used to be in there when we played college basketball.
Mhm.
Um, and I can tell you that. I mean, when those thoughts came over me, I automatically thought about putting a team in there, some kind of team, something.
Mhm.
Not even a team, maybe we make it a basketball factory where kids come
Mhm.
in, learn how to play basketball, and we got basketball going through there 24/7, right?
Mhm.
Like in some towns and some places that you go to, it is 24 hours of basketball all day, all night. Guys can, that, and it keeps a lot of people off the street. So I started out with the Southern Vermont Stars, and the
Okay.
colors would be, yellow and green. And I know you guys are looking at me right now, and you like, yo, how y'all come up with the colors? And I swear to you, because I see you laughing. We
Yeah.
came up with these colors randomly. Like
Mhm.
I wasn't trying to. I wasn't.
No, I
Even
don't
real-
think that.
I didn't even realize that your colors were green and purple. But we'll
Yep.
come back to that. But my original colors were,
Mhm.
Chris, was yellow and green,
Mhm.
and that is on par with the same colors that Southern
Right.
Vermont Mountaineers wore when I
Oh,
played for them.
absolutely right. Yep. Yeah, sure. That's kind of like we've I think we've all especially here locally have kind of I don't know sort of dreamt or really kind of kept track of what that gymnasium is or isn't doing, and it's hard not to want to brand yourself similarly to that facility,
Yeah,
And not
yeah,
only
I had,
that, and not only that, like when Sean played, obviously there was a couple of really good years there when you played, and then within the last I don't know how many years now, 10 or 12. It's like Dan Engelstad went through there, Deshaun went through there, and he's now coaching. And Damon went through there. They're both coaching the Mount Anthony boys this winter
hmm
for varsity. And then and Danny and Antoine White are both coaches at the Mount down in Maryland and Division 1 schools. So it's like SVC has become something. When you say
I
Southern Vermont
agree with
College,
you.
people knew
Mhm.
and know what you're talking about in terms of basketball, because
Yep.
Dan has always said that SVC was a stepping stone for him to get to coach at Division 1 level. So
when you say
it's really
Dan,
cool now.
when you say
Engelstad,
Dan,
Dan Engelstad, the
Dan
coach.
Engelstad. Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
thought you meant voice. Okay, Dan Engelstad. Yeah, for sure, for sure,
So
for
people know
sure.
SVC. They know the green and yellow, that they associate it with that color. That's what I'm kind of talking about. Yeah. But then
Right.
changing it to purple and green, just coincidentally, it matches ours.
It's synergy. That's all it is. Unintentional synergy. That's a beautiful thing.
Well, and the green was because of the mountain, and the purple was because partner, my
Mhm.
partner wanted, because he's a Laker fan, so he wanted purple. So I wanted to keep it the Southern Vermont Stars, but
Mhm.
we was looking around and we was trying to look for something unique. And again, this was a decision that was made out of uh, uh, three or four other people. Um,
Mhm.
we thought we wanted to get something like like a something that would represent Vermont. We thought
Mhm.
about all these things. Um, so we came up with the Martin, and I was like, a Martin. I'm like, what is that? I still to this day, I'm just like, but that's what we picked. And as a team, the thing that got me was that as a team we picked it because each step of the way, each one of us had to give up something,
All
right?
right. Yeah.
To
Mhm.
make it all come together to say, okay, we all agree with this.
Mhm.
So, that's the process that it went through was interesting. Just ready to see how far it can go from where it is right now. So
So you go through that process. You go through, picking a name and getting the team. Um, you just talk about the process then of recruiting people to play. Like, how did you kind of get your stuff in the circles of guys that want to played college ball, or maybe they just played high school ball and want to get another shot. They're still young, that kind of thing. How did you go about that process?
well, guys, I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. I grew up in Coney Island. I grew up in the projects. And every day we would be outside on that basketball court, out there in New York City, shoveling that snow off the court to be able to
Mhm.
go out there and play. And whether our hands was freezing cold, we were still shooting that basketball. It kept us out of a lot of trouble, kept us out of a lot of situations. Um, we would we would often go to tournaments and different games during the summertime. Although we would have to skirt danger, it was still something positive that we were doing.
Mhm.
Uh, so basketball was a part of me, and a part of my neighborhood and what we did. Also, football was a big part of our neighborhood and what we did. So, we have, I want to say, five or six NBA players from our neighborhood, and one Major League Baseball player. Um, so, Coney Island's very talented. We have one rapper now that's signed by Rosenberg, Paul Rosenberg,
Mhm.
Eminem's manager. So
I was hoping you would let me. I was hoping you would have paused there so I could have said that, and I would have looked like I was really cool and I knew what I was talking about. Do you do? Hey, I had my hair dyed that color back in the day. I dyed my hair that platinum blonde color back in 2001. So I was an Eminem guy. Let me tell you.
I got you. I got you. So um, just growing up there and learn, getting in touch with different people from different places in terms of you know, getting to know, like I grew up with Stephon Marbury, you know what I mean? And he showed me some of the different things that you can do in basketball and, you know, um, Lance Stevenson, Isaiah
Mhm.
White. So we were around these guys. There, Sebastian Telfair. We were around these guys that knew what it was to be a pro. They've been around different owners. So my thing was really get in touch with those people that are in those basketball circles that you have to be in. So you know, as I moved upstate, same thing. You get to know different people. So I coached at Southern Vermont, and I also coached at. I helped coach at the College of St. Joe's when it was open. Now this is the problem, guys. This is where my three pillars come into play. I want to say all of my players are coming from a place where they were at colleges and they either failed out, the
Mhm.
school closed, or they didn't have enough money to pay for it,
Mhm.
right? And then they couldn't go to no other schools because you can't go to a school like Castleton. That coach will not just let you in, right? So now where are these guys are going to go?
Mm.
So now they got a girlfriend. They're out of school. Now they living in Vermont. Now you live in Vermont. You get in trouble. Something happens, right? So now that's what I seen one of my players going through. So I said, listen, man, you still 21. There's still time for you to play. That's when I first started my Brooklyn to Vermont team. And what I did was I took a few of those guys and I would take them, like I played the Huzak school. I would
Mm-hmm.
play places, especially in the summertime. We would enroll in different tournaments. That was kind of my testing ground to see what I can do, right? Still knowing that I would have to deal with their attitudes, their, you know how these guys are. They think that they're, worth $1 million right now. But, and that's where the mentorship comes in to really pull them back, right? And the only reason why I play for them, you know what I'm saying, and want to give them a shot.
Right.
So, sorry, you want to ask a question? Sorry, because I know I
No,
keep
no,
going.
no. I was just saying that you cut out and came back at the perfect time. It was like you didn't even. It was fun. It was like right on cue, and then you're right back. So you're
Right.
good.
So I think helping like one of my guys, John Riles, he went to St. Joe's. Um, he's a guy that needed this program, right? He's in his third year. Um, he is an ABA All Star. He's an ABA All Star 2 years, first year honorable mention. Um, so he benefited from this ABA thing, and he basically said, you know what, I'm gonna just forego my eligibility, and just play with you, Pratt. So I got him. I stay in touch with a lot of the guys from Albany, New York.
Mm.
Uh, you know, also in Vermont, some of the guys in Vermont. Guys that's serious, that want to play, that want to, you know, how can I say, see if they can bring their career someplace else,
Mm.
right? And the ABA affords that opportunity to a lot of these guys.
Sure.
So,
You know, yeah,
so sorry. I don't mean to cut you off, but I was thinking of something else. So a lot of what it seems to be, and I think we have similar guys that play for the Storm as well. It's a way to a way to kind of put a little structure in guys' lives. Maybe they didn't have it, maybe they have a little bit, but now this is really, you're practicing. Like for us, you're practicing a couple times a week. You're going to workouts. Games are on Saturdays or maybe Sundays. Like there's like accountability. And some people, once they kind of get out of high school or college, like they don't have that as much anymore. So it sounds like this is a good vehicle to help young guys kind of have some accountability for themselves while playing a sport that they're really good at and really love.
right. And we got their attention by the sport,
Right.
right? And it's like, you know, because you hear a lot of these guys. I want to go pro. I want somebody. I want to sign somewhere. Somebody need to sign me, right? I'm ready to go. I'm ready to do this. Listen, really? Now I'm pretty sure in football is different, right?
Mm.
Because basketball, a guy want to go over to like because we in Mexico because one of our guys he was a rookie guy this year. His name was Johnny Verdon. I don't know if you know Johnny Verdon.
No.
He lives
Say I
up in
do.
he lives up in Rutland. I believe he went to Mill River. But he's a good player. Went out there in Mexico, played with our team, the Rosarito Sharks, and
Mm.
one of the Seba Pack teams wanted him, liked him, But he couldn't, when he came back here to try for the Martens, he just couldn't hack it. He couldn't hack it. He would just, he wasn't ready for the professional game.
But even
And
in but even
yeah,
in but even in that case, like not only are you giving guys opportunities to be here, you're giving guys opportunities to try to make it, playing in overseas somewhere, or in South America, or Mexico, or even Europe, in those overseas leagues, giving those guys a chance, and then they can come back and say that they were part of the Bennington Martens, and that's getting Bennington out there.
Right. And we already got one guy, Alexis Jackson, who played with us last year. He's over in Spain right now. So,
Right,
and
exactly.
Antigua national team. And Jamel Hood Jr., who plays for the Albany Patroons right now. He played for us as well.
Okay.
So,
So I just got a couple more questions real quick, and I don't know if Sip has anything else, but obviously he can
No,
jump
I'm
in
good
whenever he
after
wants.
Yep.
So right now, I know that we talked a little bit about wanting to be at SVC. That didn't happen. I know your home games, I think this year, I believe they're at Berkshire Community College in Pittsfield. Am I right?
mhm.
Is that right?
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about like how many games you have left, like where you are right now in the season. I know you've already started the 23-24 season, and just where people can get a hold of you to get tickets, to find out more information. Where can they go?
Okay. You guys got the information, but if you want to get any information, you can get on our website, BenningtonMartensABA.com. And if you go on there, you will be able to click on the site, which is our ticketing place, which is called Passage Sports. You can go on there and you can purchase a ticket. Again, it's Passage Sports on our website, BenningtonMartensABA.com. Also, if you would like to email us, you can email at Shawn Pratt 802 at gmail.com. If you want to email me looking for tickets, I can get in touch with people that way. But how many games we got? I want to say we got about maybe total. Do you mean home games or away games or both?
Both. Just the rest of the season in general.
I want to say we got about. I want to say we got about maybe 15 more games left, maybe 16 more games left.
Okay.
Right now we are number 20.
You cut out there, died for some reason.
Sorry.
What's your record right now?
Right now we're 5-1. This weekend we play the Wyoming Valley Clutch down in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Very tough team. They got a few pros on their team that's very good. So we go down and play them. And then on Sunday, we come back to Berkshire Community College. We play at Berkshire Community College at 3 p.m. At the Patterson Fieldhouse out in Berkshire Community College. And we play I want to say number 3. They're ranked 3rd in the nation or 4th. I want to say top 5. The Binghamton Bulldogs. They come into town to play us, which will be both teams are ranked. So this weekend will be a challenge for us to see if we can stay on top. And if we can stay on top of these two teams, I'm telling you, man, we're gonna do some really good things. The guys right now are playing really well. We got guys like Tobias Holmes and Jawan Malone, who plays above the rim, John Riles, Herman Swazo, Terrell Camp, who came from Virginia, Chesapeake, Virginia. So it's gonna be these games are gonna be good. Like I said, I'll get the information out there. You can also find us on Facebook and on Instagram. We'll have information there as well.
How much are tickets for Sunday? If people are interested,
tickets are $10 for adults, $5 for kids. So trust me, you come in, it's going to be a good game. We'll have refreshments. We'll have chips. Gatorade. We'll have certain things for you to come in. and watch a good game.
Yeah, I saw that you guys are ranked. I think I saw either 20th or 21st in the country or in the ABA
18th.
right now. Is
18th.
18th? I knew it was right in
18th.
that area. So yeah, top 20 matchup on Sunday at Berkshire Community College against the Binghamton team. Like that should be a hell of a match.
Yeah,
So
it's a good game. I mean, they got some good. Yeah, they got some good players, man. They always ranked high, so that's gonna be a big challenge for us. But I think these guys are up for it. We'll see.
I have one other. I have one other question that I don't know if you can answer.
Yeah.
One of the things that I'm proud of personally from our organization standpoint is I think you and I and Adam and pretty much everybody watching knows that Bennington isn't the biggest city around. It certainly isn't the biggest city that we compete against. And time again, we're able to compete against the bigger cities. And it sounds as though that the Bennington Martens are kind of doing the same thing. Why do you think that is? Why do you think Bennington, little old Bennington, seems to be able to, compete with the bigger cities in terms of competitive sports? It's a
I
hard
think
one.
I think because and this is just my opinion, I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I think because of the fact that where Bennington is located, right? Like,
Yeah. Mhm.
let's be honest. I mean, it's located in a very unique area where we're in between 3 or 4 states, smack in the
Mhm.
middle.
You're right. Yep.
We can go where we can go. If we go west, we can go to New York. We go south, we go to Massachusetts. We go east, we go to Connecticut and New Hampshire. North, Canada. So we're located in a nice centralized area where we can pull from these places, right?
Mhm.
And one of the most important places that we pull from is the capital region because we know
Yes.
over the years
Must be.
they've
Yep.
been very competitive with any of the sports, any of the 3 sports.
Mhm.
We can't even count on our fingers how many professionals in all 3 sports came out of these areas. So we are able to pull from a certain pool of places where if you were to have it somewhere else, um, it wouldn't happen it wouldn't happen as fast because of the travel,
Mhm.
and things of that nature. So I think it's easy for our teams to really pull from different areas within the region. But I think this area is destined for um, a revitalization, right, of
Mhm.
some sort, right? Because if we bring these sports here, and if the town, and I wouldn't say just the town, but just everyone collective, say, look, we want to put money into these teams. We want to come to more games. We want to support more,
Mhm.
right? Then that would do a lot of things. That would keep people away from opioids and drugs,
and
right?
that's happening. And that's I don't
Hmm.
mean again, don't mean to cut you off, but I think I love where you're going with this because I've been now in Bennington now for 15 years, and you're seeing it with like the baseball, the little league field, as they're putting up that kind of indoor
Yeah.
facility there on the little league complex.
Hmm.
The Storm, after a long time of fighting for it, now has that field at Lower Willow Park that can be used as the Storm field, and we've got the scoreboard there.
Scoreboard. Yep. Yep.
Right. Um, and like you said, basketball is going to be the same way where there's going to be lots of support. I mean, there are some games where I think we've had upwards of a few hundred people in some of those games for us, which, is a pretty big
Yeah.
deal when you're talking, like I said, Bennington, and you got,
Right.
coming in all over the place. So
Mhm.
you, I think you're definitely right in what you're saying. And I think we're starting to see that already.
Right. So, I mean, I would like to see it happen a little bit more quicker to give us some more. Well,
I'm in
right.
that same boat, brother. Yeah. I wish somebody would turn that spigot on a little bit faster. I hear you.
You get what I'm saying? So
I
it's
do.
just like, and let me explain something to you guys. Because I don't play no games. I had a discussion with the CEO of the ABA, and
Mm,
I said, look, I said we gonna have this team, but on one condition: we don't have any other teams in the state of Vermont. We own this market, man. This the whole state.
mm,
We own the whole state. Now, as far as let's say the Frost teams want to come back. Now, I don't think I would be able to block that, but there can be
right.
nobody can come up
No, no
and
new
make
teams, right? Yep.
no new teams.
Yep.
So I made that clear because these guys are coming up with ABA teams all over the place, man.
Yeah. A lot of growth. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think that was a major thing for us, and now we just need the backing because what I want to do with the team is I want to do a tour of sorts to play different home games all over
Mm,
state of Vermont. I want to do something with the Newport jail,
mm,
um, maybe an exhibition game there, or a scrimmage, or even a clinic. And we talk to the inmates and things of that nature. We go to the daycares and we do clinics and stuff like that. You
mm.
know, um, I tried to work with the. I'm hoping the YMCA work with us because it's been really difficult and hard to really get their attention. And I know they just switching up directorship there, but I think hooking up with the YMCA is also another thing that we've been really trying to do.
Yep.
So all these things are important to us. I know it's important to you guys.
Mm,
So um, just that getting that support. And again, I don't want to be greedy because I've got a lot of support already. But I think the guys like us, we love sports and we give up our families to do this. And hear our wives talk about how much we spending time on this, and this and that, and getting thrown on the couch. I don't know about y'all, you know, but anyway,
Oh, speaking of that, say hi to Mia for me.
yes,
Your wife, I love you. I love your wife.
yeah, you better, yeah, because then I'm gonna get in trouble, right? So, this, no, and she's another person that I have to really thank because she's the one that really helps me, allows me to do this and give me the space to be able to do it, and also give me the advice and the backing of whatever I want to do when it comes to this basketball stuff. Um, so I love her for that, and I just want to mention that through all those people that I mentioned, I want to mention her number one because she's the one that gives me the strength to be able to do this, and she stays behind me no matter what. So
And I think we could say that for us, our people as well. We got whether it's partners or family. For your kids, that kind of like we do this for people. We do this with the backing of our significant others or whatever it is. So yeah, I think that's a pretty
Yeah.
much
100%.
universal. I would say for both of us and the Storm and the Martins.
right. So, but yeah, fellas. That's all I got. I feel like I'm talking a whole lot, but
It's all right. You know what?
No,
You know what it comes down to? You're passionate about it, man. That's that's what this is about. If you aren't passionate about it, you know, you're not going to get too far. So, by all means, man, I'm really, really glad that you came on and had a chance to kind of get an idea what the Martins are about, and hopefully we can, have another conversation down the line and start, working together a little bit more and try to keep knocking on those doors, in terms of opportunity. And if we can do that, together, eventually someone has to answer the door. You know.
right, right,
I,
yeah.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No, go ahead, Sean. Go ahead.
What I wanted to tell you was we also have our games on a channel called Abigail TV,
Yep.
Abagale, Abigail TV. Right now, I'm doing some stuff with it right now, so it's not up. But you are able to go to that channel. Now, what I plan to do, I plan to put sponsorship spots on there, sponsor spots
Mhm.
on there, right? And charge them and charge people and have a charge for people that want to put their stuff on, right? In terms of commercials and things of that nature. But
Mhm.
um, I wanted to talk to you guys about it because and again, we can talk about it because I run this channel. And what I can do with this channel is I can put your games, we can put our games on there
Mhm.
and also all our stuff on there. And then, people are able to get on Roku. Now, it's not playing live. I can't put it
Mhm.
on live, but I'm able to, like, let's say you give me the recording of the game. I can take the
Mhm.
game and put it on there. Let's say the game is from 3 to 5. So then you put that game plays for that duration of time, 3 to 5. Then you have
Mhm.
another program. So just like regular cable TV or regular television, you have a schedule of when the games are going to be and
Mhm.
stuff like that. So I wanted to invite you guys to that um, as well. And again, we'll sit down and talk more about it, and
Yes.
I'll let you see the
Yeah.
stuff that we're doing because I know you got media stuff anyway. But I just wanted to because that's where we put a lot of our games.
Oh,
So
that'd
we
be
can.
good. That'd be really good because that's something that I'm testing something out tomorrow.
Mhm.
It sounds to me it's a similar service, but yeah, I would like to talk about. I'm not going to do anything until we get a chance to sit down and talk with you guys to kind of see how we can kind of get that to work. But yeah, and any assistance that we can get, and then vice versa, I'm all for it. So yeah, I'd love to talk to you about that further.
That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. But thank you guys
Oh, you're welcome.
for having me on. You know, so
So let's. I want to promote one more time. Sunday, 3 o'clock, Berkshire Community College, the Bennington Martens versus the Binghamton. What were they again? Bearcat
Bulldogs, big dogs,
Bulldogs. Bulldogs.
ranked
Um,
number 4 nation. Yep.
okay.
Yep.
And $10 for adults, $5 for children, concession stand, the whole thing. Come out and watch some high quality basketball in
Basketball.
our tri-state area. So yeah, definitely.
And
John, I
I don't know.
appreciate it.
Yeah, and again, I don't know if they know about the 3D rule in the ABA because in the ABA they have the 3D rule. And the 3D rule is when there's a red light that comes on. Now, the only time that red light comes on, if you're watching a basketball game and you see a team score the basket, right,
Hmm.
and then the other team, the team that scored the basket, the other team takes it out, right. So when they
Hmm.
take it out to bring it in, the other team presses. That team presses, and if they get a steal in the backcourt in that area without getting the ball across half court, and they get a steal, all the points once the other team gets that ball back, all the points goes up 1 point. So now twos become threes and threes become fours.
Is that something that they've done for a long time?
Yeah, they've been doing that since I want to say like around 2000. Joe Newman came up with this
Okay.
rule in the NBA. So, and half court shots are 4 points. Okay, and that has actually happened where teams have gotten steals, shot of threes, and they became fours. Shot
Hmm.
twos and became threes.
Hmm.
That's why the score's so high in the ABA. So you're going to get run and gun, up and down dunks, and all kind of stuff with all that type of basketball. Not to take away from the NBA because it's still traditional basketball. It just
Hmm.
has that one rule. When that light is on for that possession, you know, you get every point is increased 1 point more. So just to let people know. So
I mean that's a good thing. Like I mean that's kind of like the arena league where it's traditional football, but the field's half the size, so you get scores in the 70s and 80s maybe. So it's
mhm.
still, I mean, football is football, but it's played on half a field. this is a way to get those kind of casual fans, the kids into it. I think it's a great thing.
Right.
No, 100%.
Right.
Well, we want to thank Shawn for coming on, and we're just going to wrap this up. So, Adam, is there anything you want to kind of touch on before we sign off?
No, like I said, I'm looking forward to hopefully working with Shawn and and us being able to work with them and them working with us, and I think it's good for everybody involved.
100%.
For sure.
All right, thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys. Thank you.
See you.
All right.
Bye.